Good day everyone, my name is Justine Ovilla and my student number is 455455. Today I'll be showing you or demonstrating to you how to properly wear PPE or personal protective equipment, and it is medically called as donning and doffing. First step, make sure that you have your hands clean before doing any of the steps. So we have to make sure that we are following the standard hand washing technique, which is at least for 20 seconds. Readily available towel to dry our hands. So pat dry. Now that my hands are dry, we have to dispose it in a biohazard or even in a biodegradable bin. Now that we're done with the hand washing, let's start now by putting on our PPE or personal protective equipment, starting off with the gown. Now this is my gown. First, next step, we have to make sure that we have to tie, or the first thing that we have to tie is the upper part of the gown. So again, first thing that we have to do is to tie the upper part of the gown, which is right here. Now that we're done tying the upper part, we're gonna move on tying the lower part and make sure that it's overlapping. So now that we're done putting on our gown, next step is to put on our mask. For us to put it, using the strips or the bands of the mask, we have to put it here on both at the same time on both of our ears.
Yeah, and make sure that if you put your face mask, it fits snugly on both of your nose and your mouth. Yes, that's perfect.
Now that we're done putting on our gown and mask, next thing that we have to put on is our eye protection. In our case, we have here face shield. Again, assuming that I'm done doing the hand washing, let's now move on how to properly wear sterilized gloves. First thing, you have to make sure that your size is accurate. Me personally, I think my size is 7.5. That's why this is the sterile gloves that I'm gonna use. Sterile gloves properly. Now we have to put it on our drape. For us to use it to unbox or to open the gloves. This flap right here. Again, we can only touch the surface and not the inner part of the gloves. Now, using our dominant hand, or we have to put first on our dominant hand. In my case, personally, my dominant hand is my right hand. So this is the first hand that I'm gonna put on the gloves. Using my left hand or my non-dominant hand, we can touch this part right here as this is considered not sterile. And we have to slide our dominant hand like so. Now that we have successfully put on the gloves on my dominant hand, if there is adjustment that needs to be done, ignore it first. Because what we have to do next is to put on the second gloves on my non-dominant hand using my dominant hand. So at this point, since this is the sterile part or sterile gloves, we can touch this one, but make sure that our non-dominant hand are still touching the non-sterilized part of the gloves. So we have to make sure this step right here and slide as so.
Okay, so make sure this one is this is covered by these gloves, the gown. like this so that there's no contamination.
Shortly speaking, we have to make sure that the gloves are overlapping the gown. So now guys, I'm going to show you on how to properly remove all the protective equipment or personal protective equipment, or what we call doffing. First thing that we have to remove are the gloves. Then we have to crumple it. Then using our right hand or my dominant hand, same technique. Again, we must avoid touching the inner part. Now we're done removing our gloves. We have to make sure that we have to dispose it in the proper bin, which is the biohazard bin. Next thing that we have to remove is our gown. And we have to make sure that we are not touching the front part. Only this one right here. And same as this one. And again, make sure to properly dispose it in the biohazard bin. Next step that we'll have to remove, or the next thing that we have to remove, is our face shield. But before we do so, assuming that I'm done doing the hand washing, again, we have to do hand washing for at least 20 seconds. Assuming that I'm done doing it, I'm gonna proceed on removing my face shield. And throw it in the biohazard bin. Last thing to remove is our mask. Same thing, same logic, same principle. We must avoid touching this part right here. So using our fingers, we have to remove it both at the same time. And that's how you do proper doffing of protective equipment or personal protective equipment.
Hello everyone, my name is Ria. Today I'll show you how to sanitize reusable instruments. I am now in the dirty area where used instruments are cleaned, kept separate from clean ones to prevent contamination. This area needs good airflow, clear signs, and proper drainage. Sanitation means washing and scrubbing instruments to remove blood tissue, and other body fluids. This is always the first step before disinfection and sterilization to make instruments safe for use. I'm wearing a gown, mask, and let's assume I have my goggles. So PPE provides me from splashes and chemicals during cleaning. I have knife, fork, and spoon representing the semi-critical instruments. These tools touches mucous membranes or broken skin, so they must be sanitized, disinfected, and sterilized. The first step is always the hand hygiene. So clean hands prevents spreading germs to PPE. So I have 2 gloves here. Okay. So utility gloves over the clean gloves.
So you're wearing 2 gloves?
Yes, because utility gloves protect against cuts and chemical exposure.
Oh.
So first, we need to rinse each instrument with cold running water. So we will separate the sharp to the sharp ones. Okay, and then after this is for the cold water, so that the debris will be removed and prevents protein from sticking. After this, we will soak in enzymatic detergent for 20 minutes. So be sure it's all submerged. And then, assuming that it's already 20 minutes, the next step is just we will scrub carefully the instruments.
And I want to add also to make sure to scrub on the serration both vertically and horizontally to carefully remove all the residue.
Oh yes, because scrubbing removes remaining debris that's soaking this. So we will make sure that all edges and surfaces, including hinges, serrations, and grooves, are scrubbed. And then after scrubbing, we need to rinse with hot water. Okay. Hot water. And then after this, we'll dry. Okay. We need to completely dry the instrument. Completely drying the instruments prevents rusting and ensures no moisture is left, as moisture can interfere with proper sterilization. And then after this, inspect the instruments if it's damaged or not, so it will be still effective for the next step. Like this. And then we'll put now in the clean area, and then it is now ready to use for disinfection and disinfection and sterilization. So after this, we will now remove the PPE, everything, and then we will throw away in the biohazard place all the scrub tissues and other things that we use. Thank you.
Good afternoon. So today I will be demonstrating how to properly disinfect instrument using Sidex solution. So I have already prepared and gathered the required items. The disinfecting solution, labeled soaking container with a tight fitting lid, gloves, mask, and safety goggles or face shield for protection. So let's pretend that I already do the hand washing. Make sure that you do it 20 seconds. First, we need to check the instruction, like the expiry date. And then I will gently shake the Sidex container before opening. Now I will carefully pour the Sidex into the soaking tray, just enough to fully immerse the instrument.
Also, I just want to add to make sure that you put the label upon opening the solution, because we have to make sure the shelf life of it.
Okay, and now I will place the pre-clean instrument into the solution, ensuring that they are completely submerged. I will cover the tray with a lid to avoid evaporation and exposure.
So make sure it is tightly closed.
And I will now label with the name of the solution, the date prepared, and my initial. Sidex requires a minimum of 12 minutes soak for a high-level disinfection as per manufacturer's instructions. So let's pretend that 12 minutes have passed. So after soaking, I will now remove the instrument using sterile forceps or using my gloved hands. Rinse them thoroughly with sterile water with a lint-free cloth. Sidex solution should be discarded after 14 days or as per the expiration date if tested. And finally, I will dispose my gloves properly and perform high handshake. How to properly wrap instruments for autoclaving. So I will first inspect each instrument to ensure it is clean, dry, and in good condition. So any hinge instrument should be placed in the open position.
Oh, I just want to comment also that you have to make sure that the position of your sterilization wrap is on a diamond-shaped position. Perfect.
So make sure it is open so we can put or add sterile gauze.
And make sure also to put cotton to the pointy ones.
To avoid puncturing the wrap.
And also avoid overcrowding and ensure they are evenly spaced to allow steam penetration. So I will now place an internal chemical indicator inside the pack to verify sterilization has occurred. So now let's fold the wrap. Take one corner of the wrapper and fold it up over the instrument toward the center. Then take the tip of that same corner and fold it up towards you. Smooth the edges so the folds lie flat. Do the same fold with the side edges, creating a fan fold. Do the same fold with the the right side, the left side. Now fold the bottom edge up and over the instrument. Repeat the same steps with the second wrap. This is called the double wrapping for extra protection and sterile barrier. And now I will secure the wrap pack with autoclave indicator tape, making sure not to wrap it too tightly, which could block steam penetration. I will now label the package with the following information: the content of the package, date of sterilization, and my initial.
You can put also one more in this side.
Making sure that both ends of the tapes are folded so you have something to hold on to when you unwrap it.
Yes, that's correct. The pack is now ready to be loaded into autoclave for sterilization. Then finally, I will remove my gloves and perform hand hygiene. Thank you.